When I was a kid, my family came to a cemetery for picnics, and I learned a lot about death there, all the gruesome ways it could happen. Like this man, Joseph Brown, was killed by the fall of a tree, August 5th, 1789, age 31. Those are precious memories I have mingling with the dead, and I still hang out in cemeteries. This is the Sam Hill Cemetery near my home in Worthington, Massachusetts. Not every child has had the opportunities I've had. Many beautiful old cemeteries are being destroyed to make way for housing developments. Lots of people don't even want to be buried in cemeteries anymore. They don't want to take up space, or they want to donate their organs to science, or they want to be cremated and scattered in lakes. But without cemeteries, how can we really feel the presence of the dead? How can we mingle with past generations? The answer, I think, is to build cemeteries on the internet. Internet cemeteries should look like real cemeteries in three-dimensional space. No private home pages for each person. The stones should have moss and ivy growing on them, and some of the stones should even fall over. First, we need to decide what the domain name would be. It shouldn't end in .com. It should be public, non-commercial space. .gov doesn't sound right either, since the dead will see all governments come and go. Maybe cemeteries.org. At cemeteries.org, there would be links to all kinds of different cemeteries with a different theme or a different setting. You could reserve a plot anywhere you wanted, as long as it was just one plot. You couldn't divide yourself to lie next to more than one spouse. You'd also have to decide whether you want your ghost to haunt visitors or whether it would be content to move on. New software could make internet cemeteries just like real ones. You could come to a grave and deposit virtual flowers, which would later wilt and disintegrate. Other software could show you the projected state of the corpse. It would start with a picture of the dead person reclining, and then with variables like the time since burial, climate conditions, and soil samples, could show you exactly what the dead body looks like. Internet cemeteries need an everyday presence in our lives. They shouldn't just be stuck on a web page where they'd be ignored by death-phobic people. All screensavers should be required to have cemeteries on them, as well as browsers while you're waiting for a web page to load. The cursor should turn into an hourglass. Everyone who dies from now on can design exactly the gravestone they want. They can pick the size and the shape, the type of rock, the font, the texture, and also your own icon. Here's some helpful suggestions from the past: some willow trees, and also willow trees with a large urn. Or a crown. A bouquet. These hands shaking. The index finger pointing the way, or this hand whose finger has been knocked off and which points to nothing in particular. Epitaphs should be restricted to when you're born, when you die, how old you were, maybe 12 lines of verse maximum, and then some icons. No video clips or MP3 files or anything like that. Like this one here for Chester Adams. He's the infant son of Henry and Sophia Adams, and he was born and died in 1838. It says here, "It is not the will of your Father in heaven that one of the little ones should perish." Or you can take a very different conception of God, like on this gravestone for Minerva. Minerva, the daughter of Mr. Cyprian and Mrs. Polly Meach, died in February 1807 at age 6. And it says, "Sleep on, sweet child, and take thy rest. God called thee home, he thought it best." I would only require that whatever you decide to write on your tombstone, it can't avoid the subject of death. You can't just quote Bob Dylan or something. Gravestones have always been about life and death, and they should stay that way. Like this guy here, Dr. Ephraim Parrish. He wasn't messing around. "Now, my children, you come here to view your father's tomb, and gently drop the filial tear. Consider this your doom." An epitaph is a great way to make up for those pretentious and banal quotes that we put in our high school yearbooks. I didn't even have a quote in my high school yearbook.
See, there's nothing there.
I haven't written my own internet epitaph yet, but I have found one for inspiration. It's written on the gravestone of Sarah Eager, who named her daughter Relief Eager. Sarah Eager was the wife of Nahum Eager. She died in 1809, and she wrote this mysterious couplet. Let not the dead forgotten lie, lest living men forget to die. Let not the dead forgotten lie, lest living men forget to die. Let me know what you'd like to put on your internet gravestone. Email me at evanspring@gillanet.net. Thank you for listening.